She said it calmly, no need to come to the wedding, no argument, no explanation, just one sentence, and years of silence behind it, so I did the one thing she never expected me to do. I canceled everything, and that's when the messages started. My name is Daniel Foster. I'm 59 years old. I live in Brookhaven. I never imagined a wedding invitation would expose everything we'd been avoiding. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel if you believe respect should go both ways. And tell me in the comments, where are you listening from today? When she said it, I thought I'd misheard. Don't come to the wedding. No anger in her voice, no hesitation, just finality. I stood in my kitchen with the phone pressed to my ear, staring at the calendar where the date was circled in red. A date I'd already taken time off work for. A date my wife had been counting down to since the engagement was announced. I don't understand, I said. Did I do something? There was a pause, a breath. It's just better this way, she replied. For everyone, then the line went quiet. I didn't hang up right away. I waited, listening to the empty sound like she might come back and explain. She didn't. Her name is Lily. She's my stepdaughter. I've known her since she was 13. Her father and I were never in the same picture. I met her mother years after he disappeared from her life. I didn't replace him. I never tried to, I just showed up. At least I thought I did. When I told my wife, Karen, what Lily had said, she froze. She said, "What?" Karen asked, eyes wide. I repeated it. Karen sat down slowly, like the floor had shifted beneath her. That doesn't make sense. We've been planning this together. I didn't answer. I was replaying the call in my head, searching for clues. Tone, timing, anything. Karen picked up her phone and called Lily immediately, straight to voicemail. That night, we barely spoke. Not because we were angry, but because we were afraid of saying the wrong thing. There's a special kind of fear that comes with weddings. They have a way of digging up old wounds you thought had healed. The next morning, Karen tried again, and again, no response. By noon, messages started coming in, from relatives, from family friends. Subtle questions wrapped in politeness. Are you excited for the big day? I heard there were some changes to the guest list. Karen read them silently, her jaw tightening. They know, she said. Know what? I asked. That we're not welcome. I felt a dull ache settle in my chest. I'd expected confusion, maybe even a fight. I hadn't expected exclusion to travel this fast. Later that afternoon, Lily's fiancé called, not to apologize, to clarify. Daniel, he said, voice careful, rehearsed. Lily just wants a small ceremony, very intimate. I'm her family, I said. She's closer to her dad's side, he replied. You know how it is. I did know how it was, or at least I thought I did. Karen took the phone from me. This is her wedding, she said, trying to stay calm. But I'm her mother, I will be there. There was a pause on the other end. I don't think that's a good idea, he said. Karen's face drained of color. After the call, she didn't cry. She didn't yell. She went upstairs and closed the bedroom door. That's when I made the decision. I opened my laptop and pulled up the reservations, the venue deposit, the catering contribution, the photographer I'd arranged as a gift. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I canceled everything, not out of spite, out of clarity. If I wasn't welcome as family, I wouldn't show up as a wallet. The confirmations came quickly, refund processed, reservation released. Vendor notified, I closed the laptop and exhaled. An hour later, my phone buzzed, a text from Lily. What did you do? I didn't answer. Another message followed, Mom is crying. Why would you cancel the photographer? Karen came downstairs then, eyes red but dry. You canceled, she asked quietly. Yes, she sat across from me. Why? Because boundaries work both ways, I said. If we're guests when it's convenient and outsiders when it's not, that's not family, that's access. Karen looked at me for a long time. Then she nodded. I wish I'd done that years ago. That surprised me. There were signs, she said softly. I just kept hoping they'd fade. The messages kept coming, from Lily, from her fiancé. From people who suddenly cared very much about the wedding logistics. None of them asked how Karen felt. None of them asked why Lily said what she said. They just wanted things put back the way they were. That night, Lily finally called. You embarrassed me, she said. I respected your request, I replied. You said not to come. That doesn't mean you cancel things, she snapped. It does when those things were coming from me. She went quiet, then she said something I hadn't expected. You always do this. Do what? I asked. Make everything about control. I laughed once, not because it was funny, because it was absurd. I didn't control anything, I said. I stepped back. That's manipulation, she shot back. No, I replied calmly. That's consequences. She hung up. Karen sat beside me, staring at the wall. I feel like I'm losing her, she whispered. I took her hand. You're not losing her, you're seeing her. That night, I lay awake thinking about all the moments I'd brushed off over the years. The missed holidays, the selective invitations, the way my role shifted depending on who was watching. I thought about the wedding day approaching, about empty seats, about whispered explanations. And I realized something that made my chest tighten. This wasn't about a wedding, it was about a line being drawn, and for the first time in years, I wasn't the one crossing it. The silence didn't last. It never does when money leaves the room. By the next morning, my phone was buzzing before I'd finished my coffee. Messages stacked on top of each other like they were competing for attention. Lily, her fiancé, an aunt I hadn't spoken to in years. None of them asked why she told me not to come. They all wanted to know one thing: could I undo it? Karen watched me read the messages, her expression caught between anger and hope. Are they saying anything different? She asked. No, I replied. Just louder, she nodded slowly. That sounds right. By noon, Lily showed up at the house. No warning, no apology. She stood on the porch with her arms crossed, jaw set, like she'd already decided how this conversation would go. I opened the door. She didn't say hello. Why would you do that? She demanded. Come in, I said calmly. She stepped inside, eyes scanning the living room like she was looking for proof of something. Karen came down the stairs and froze when she saw her daughter. For a second, no one spoke. Then Lily rolled her eyes. Of course you'd get him to do this. Karen stiffened. Get him to do what? Punish me, Lily said. By pulling support at the last minute. I took a breath. You told me not to come. That was emotional, she snapped. You know I didn't mean it like that. I asked if I'd done something wrong, I said. You said it was better this way. She looked away. Karen stepped forward. Better for who? Lily sighed, clearly annoyed. You don't understand the pressure I'm under. Explain it to us, Karen said gently. Lily laughed without humor. There's nothing to explain. She turned to me. Just rebook the photographer. No, I said. Her head snapped up. What? No, I repeated. I'm not rebooking anything. Her face flushed. You can't do this. I already did. That's when the mask slipped. You're not my real father, she said. The words hung in the air like broken glass. Karen inhaled sharply. Lily, I didn't say I was, I replied quietly, but I was there. She scoffed. You were convenient. Karen's voice shook. That's enough. But Lily wasn't done. You've always needed to feel important, she continued, eyes locked on mine. This is just another way to make it about you. I nodded slowly. Then why does it matter so much that I stopped? She opened her mouth, closed it. Nothing came out. Karen wiped her eyes. Is this coming from you or from someone else? Lily stiffened. That was my answer. Who? Karen pressed. Lily looked at the floor. It doesn't matter. It does, Karen said, because this doesn't sound like you. Lily's voice dropped. His parents think it's inappropriate. There it was. They don't want you there, Karen asked. They think it confuses things, Lily said quickly. They want a clean picture. Just immediate family. And I'm not that, Karen whispered. Lily didn't answer. I felt something click into place. Let me guess, I said. They're paying for part of the wedding. Lily's silence was confirmation enough. Karen sank onto the couch. I raised you, she said quietly. I worked 2 jobs. I defended you when no one else did. I know, Lily said, frustration creeping in, but this is my life, and this is our boundary, I replied. She turned back to me, anger flaring again. So that's it, you're just done? No, I said, I'm done pretending. She stared at me, chest rising and falling. You know what, she said suddenly. Fine, don't come, don't help. We'll manage. She headed for the door. Before she left, she stopped. You always wanted credit, she said. Now you get none. The door slammed behind her. Karen didn't move for a long time. When she finally spoke, her voice was small. Did I fail her? No, I said. You protected her. That's not the same thing. But she chose them, Karen whispered. For now, I replied. That night the calls shifted. They didn't ask anymore. They demanded. A message from her fiancé. You're creating unnecessary drama. An email from his mother. We expected more maturity from someone your age. I deleted both. Then something unexpected happened. An envelope arrived. Handwritten address. Inside was a note from Lily's biological father. I hadn't seen his name in years. Heard about the wedding. It read, call me. I stared at the paper, heart pounding. Karen looked over my shoulder. He never reaches out, she said. No, I replied. He doesn't. I folded the note carefully. For the first time since this started, I felt it. The sense that something bigger was moving beneath the surface. This wasn't just about money, or pride, or a wedding guest list. It was about alliances, and Lily was standing in the middle of them. I picked up the phone and dialed the number. Whatever he had to say, it mattered now. He answered on the third ring. "Daniel," he said, like we'd spoken yesterday. We hadn't spoken in 12 years. "This is unexpected," I replied. "I'm sure it is," he said. "But I thought you should hear some things before this goes any further." Karen stood across the kitchen, arms folded, reading my face like a weather report. I put the call on speaker. "You can talk," I said. "We're listening." There was a pause, then a sigh. "They're using Lily," he said, "just like they always do." Karen's eyes narrowed. "Using her how?" "Image," he replied. "Status, appearances. They've been planning this wedding like it's a business merger." I leaned against the counter. "You haven't exactly been involved." "I know," he said. "That was my failure." "But I still hear things." "From who?" Karen asked. "From people who assume I don't care," he said. "People talk when they think you're harmless." He explained that Lily's future in-laws had been floating the idea of a curated ceremony for months. No complications. No reminders of previous marriages. No step-parents who didn't fit the narrative. "They don't want questions," he said. "They want pictures." Karen closed her eyes. "They're embarrassed," he continued. "By divorce, by blended families, by anything that doesn't look clean." I felt a familiar heat rise in my chest. "So the solution was to erase us?" "Yes," he said simply, "and to make it look like Lily's choice." After the call ended, the house felt heavier. Karen sat down slowly. "She let them? She's under pressure," I said. "So was I," Karen replied. "So were you." That afternoon, Lily posted something, not directly about us, but about boundaries, about toxic influences. About choosing peace. The comments were a mess: supportive friends, confused relatives, subtle digs. One comment stood out, from her future mother-in-law: "Proud of you for choosing what's right." Karen saw it and laughed once, bitter, sharp. "She's rewarding her," Karen said, "for cutting us out." I didn't reply. I was busy remembering every time Lily had said, "They expect so much." By evening, Lily called again. Her voice was strained, defensive. "I heard you talk to my dad," she said. "Yes," I replied. "That wasn't your place. He reached out," I said, "just like you did when you needed something." She inhaled sharply. "He's manipulating you." "Is he?" I asked. "Or is he telling me what you can't?" Silence. Then quietly, "You don't understand how this looks." "To who?" I asked. "Everyone," she snapped. "His family, their friends, their donors." Donors. There it was. "This wedding isn't just a wedding," I said. "It's a performance." She didn't deny it. "They're paying for most of it," she said finally. "They have expectations." "So did we," Karen said gently. "We expected to be treated like family." Lily's voice cracked. "I didn't think it would hurt you this much." "That's because you didn't think about us at all," Karen replied. Lily hung up again. 2 days passed, then another envelope arrived. This one wasn't polite, it was formal. A legal notice stating that any interference with wedding arrangements could be considered financial coercion. I read it twice. Karen stared at the paper. "They're threatening us, they're posturing," I said. "They want leverage." I called our lawyer. He laughed softly when I read it aloud. "They don't have a case," he said. "But they want you scared." It worked, not fear, clarity. I realized something important that night. This wasn't about whether we attended a wedding. It was about whether we accepted a role. The quiet role, the convenient role, the invisible role. And once you accept that, it doesn't end at the ceremony. It becomes permanent. The next morning, Karen made a decision. She typed a message to Lily. "We love you. We will not attend under these conditions. Our door is open when you're ready to talk, not negotiate." She showed it to me before sending it. "Are you sure?" I asked. She nodded. "I'm done begging for space in my own daughter's life." She sent it. An hour later, the response came. Short, cold, understood. That night, Lily's biological father called again. "They're panicking," he said. "Why?" I asked. "They didn't expect you to hold the line," he replied. "They assumed money would fix it." Karen shook her head slowly. "They don't know us." "No," I said. "They don't." 2 days before the wedding, something shifted. A mutual friend called Karen. "She's not okay," the friend whispered. "She's barely sleeping. They keep telling her to stay focused. Focused on pictures, on optics, on smiling, not on what she was losing." I stood in the garage that night, staring at a box of old photos. Birthdays, school plays, awkward holidays. I realized something that hurt more than the insult ever could. Lily wasn't choosing them because she didn't love us. She was choosing them because she was afraid to disappoint them. And fear is a powerful motivator. The wedding was in 24 hours. We weren't invited, we weren't expected. But I knew deep down, this story wasn't finished. because the truth has a way of showing up right when everyone thinks the curtain is closed. The wedding day arrived without ceremony in our house. No dresses laid out, no suit hanging on the door, no early morning chaos, just silence. Karen made coffee like it was any other Saturday. She didn't mention the date, neither did I. Saying it out loud felt like pressing on a bruise. Around mid-morning, her phone rang. She looked at the screen and froze. "It's Lily," she whispered. I nodded. "Answer it." She hesitated. Then she did. For a few seconds she didn't speak, just listened. Her face shifted, confusion, then disbelief, then something closer to panic. "What do you mean?" she asked. I leaned forward. "What's happening?" Karen covered the receiver. "They moved the ceremony." "When?" "Now," she mouthed. She turned back to the phone. "Lily, slow down. Where are you?" Karen's grip tightened on the edge of the table. "You did what?" I could hear Lily now, her voice thin, strained, breaking through the speaker. "They changed everything," Lily said. "The guest list, the vows, the seating. They said it was already decided." Karen stood up. "Who said that?" "His parents," Lily replied. "They told me it was too late to argue." I felt a cold calm settle in, the kind that comes when you realize you're not shocked anymore. "Lily," I said gently, leaning toward the phone, "are you okay?" There was a pause, then quietly, "I don't know." That answer mattered. Karen swallowed. "Where are you right now?" "In a room at the venue," Lily said. "They told me to rest before the ceremony." "Is the door locked?" Karen asked. Another pause. Yes, that single word erased every doubt I had left. I took the phone. "Lily, listen to me carefully. Do you want to get married today?" Silence stretched. Then, barely audible, "I don't think so." Karen closed her eyes. I said, "Do you want us to come get you?" Her breath caught. "They said you wouldn't come." "We're coming," Karen said firmly. I was already grabbing my keys. The drive felt surreal. No panic, no shouting, just determination. When we arrived, the venue looked perfect from the outside. White flowers, guests arriving. Music drifting through open doors, a performance. Karen went straight to the front desk. "My daughter is here," she said calmly. "She's asking to see us." The coordinator smiled politely. "The bride is unavailable." I stepped forward. "Then you should call security because she asked us to come." That smile disappeared. Within minutes, Lily's fiancé appeared. His face went pale when he saw us. "You weren't supposed to be here," he said. Karen stared at him. "Neither was this." He lowered his voice. "You're causing a scene." "No," Karen said. "You did." I looked past him and saw them. His parents, watching from a distance, not surprised, annoyed. They approached slowly, like this was a negotiation they expected to win. "This isn't appropriate," his mother said. "The ceremony is about to start." "Then stop it," I replied. She laughed softly. "You don't have that authority." Karen's voice cut through the air. "I'm her mother, and we are her future family," the woman replied. "This is not your place." That word again, place. Karen didn't raise her voice. "Where is my daughter?" The woman hesitated. That hesitation cracked everything open. "I want to see her," Karen said. Now, security arrived, confused, uncertain. Guests were starting to notice. Whispers spread. This was the moment they feared most. Exposure. Finally, Lily appeared at the end of the hallway, still in her dress, eyes red, hands shaking. She looked at us like she wasn't sure we were real. "Mom," she said. Karen crossed the distance and held her. Lily broke down, right there, in front of everyone. "I told them I wasn't ready," she sobbed. "They said it was nerves." Her fiancé stepped forward. "Lily, please," she pulled away from him. "Stop." The room went quiet. She looked at his parents. "You changed my vows." His mother stiffened. "For clarity." "You invited people I said no to." "For support." "You told me my parents wouldn't understand." Karen's hands clenched. Lily took a breath. "I don't want this." The words landed heavy. A guest gasped. Someone dropped a glass. His father spoke sharply. "You're embarrassing yourself." Lily straightened. "No," she said. "I'm embarrassing you." She turned to us. "I want to leave." Karen nodded immediately. "We're here." The coordinator stammered about contracts, schedules. I ignored her. Security stepped aside. They knew. We walked Lily out as murmurs rippled behind us. No music, no applause, just truth. Outside, Lily collapsed against the car, breathing hard. "I'm sorry," she said over and over. I didn't know how to stop it. Karen held her face. "You just did." Inside the venue, chaos followed. Calls, arguments, damage control, but we were already gone. In the car, Lily stared out the window. "I thought if I gave them this," she said quietly, "they'd finally accept me." I said nothing. Karen said, "People who need you to disappear to accept you aren't family." Lily nodded slowly. That night, the messages came in waves. Angry, accusing, threatening. We didn't respond. Because something had shifted. The wedding didn't end, it collapsed. And for the first time since this began, the truth wasn't hidden behind decorations. It was standing in the open. The fallout didn't wait until morning. By the time we reached home, my phone was vibrating nonstop in the cup holder. Calls I didn't recognize, messages from numbers I didn't have saved. People who had suddenly decided they needed answers. We ignored all of it. Lily went straight to the guest room and locked the door. Not because she was afraid of us, but because she needed a boundary that was hers. Karen sat at the kitchen table, hands wrapped around a mug she hadn't touched. "I knew this would be bad," she said quietly. "I didn't know it would be this loud." "It's loud because it's public now," I replied. They lost control in front of witnesses. That night Lily didn't sleep. She paced, cried, apologized, then went silent for long stretches, staring at nothing. Around 3:00 a.m. she came into the living room. "I ruined everything," she said. Karen opened her arms. "No, you stopped something worse." "But everyone hates me," Lily whispered. I shook my head. "Everyone who benefited from you staying quiet does." The next morning the story was already circulating, not online yet, but through calls, texts, and carefully worded voice messages. Some were concerned, some were furious, some tried to sound neutral while clearly choosing sides. Lily's former fiancé sent a long message. He said he was humiliated, that his parents were devastated, that Lily had acted impulsively. He ended with, "You could have handled this privately." Lily read it twice, then handed me the phone. "They never wanted private," she said. "They wanted obedient." By noon, his parents escalated. An email arrived addressed to all three of us. It accused us of sabotage, of manipulation, of emotional blackmail. They claimed Lily had been influenced to leave. Karen stared at the screen. "They still don't hear her." "No," I said. "They hear loss." Later that afternoon, Lily's biological father called again. "They're scrambling," he said, "trying to control the narrative." "How?" Karen asked. "By framing this as a breakdown," he replied. "They're telling people Lily panicked, that she'll regret it." Lily sat very still. "That's what they always do," she said softly. "Turn fear into a flaw." 2 days later, Lily met with a counselor, not because anyone demanded it, because she wanted to. When she came home, her face looked lighter, not happy but clearer. "She said something that stuck," Lily told us. "She said I was taught to confuse discomfort with danger." Karen nodded slowly. "You were taught to endure." That week, Lily moved her things out of the apartment she'd shared. She went with a friend, took only what mattered. When she returned, she carried one small box. "What's that?" Karen asked. "Things I thought I'd lost," Lily said. Inside were letters Karen had written her over the years, old photos, a bracelet from when she was 16. "They told me I should leave these behind," Lily said, "that they represented confusion." Karen covered her mouth. "They were wrong," Lily continued. "They represented me." The legal side followed. Contracts were contested, deposits argued over, accusations thrown back and forth, but Lily stayed out of it. "I don't owe them closure," she said. "I owe myself peace." That sentence felt like a turning point. A week later, Lily posted a statement, not dramatic, not angry. She wrote about choosing autonomy, about listening to fear as information, not a command, about leaving before resentment turned into self-erasure. She didn't name names, she didn't have to. The response was immediate. Support poured in, stories echoed hers, people she hadn't spoken to in years reached out, and then inevitably pushback, comments accusing her of selfishness, of immaturity, of ingratitude. Lily read them once, then closed the app. "I don't need strangers to understand," she said. "I need me to understand." That night, she asked me something I hadn't expected. "Why did you stay?" she asked. "With us," I replied. "No," she said. "With me, all these years." I thought about it. "Because love doesn't keep score," I said. "And it doesn't disappear when it's inconvenient." She nodded slowly. "I didn't know that kind of love existed," she said. Karen reached for her hand. "It does. It just doesn't make noise." Weeks passed. The chaos settled into distance. The wedding photos never appeared. The announcement stopped. The pressure faded. Not because forgiveness happened, but because control failed. One evening, Lily stood in the doorway, watching the sunset. "I used to think choosing myself meant losing everyone," she said. "Now I see it just clarified who was real." I watched her then, not as a stepdaughter, not as a bride who walked away, but as a person who had reclaimed her voice. And I realized something important. This wasn't the end of a wedding, it was the end of a pattern, but one final piece remained, one final conversation, one final choice Lily hadn't yet made, and I knew Act 6 wouldn't be loud. It would be quiet and permanent. The quiet came slowly, not all at once, not clean. It arrived in pieces, between phone calls that never came, messages that stayed unread, invitations that quietly disappeared. Lily stayed with us for a while, longer than she planned. Longer than she needed. At first, she apologized for it. "I don't want to be a burden," she said one morning, standing in the kitchen like she used to when she was a teenager. Karen looked at her the same way she always had. "You're not visiting, you're healing." That word mattered. Healing isn't dramatic, it's repetitive, it's boring. It's making the same choice over and over until it stops hurting to make it. Lily started therapy twice a week. She went for long walks alone. She learned how to sit with silence without explaining herself. One afternoon, she asked me to help her move a box into the garage. Inside were wedding items, programs, decor samples. Place cards with names written carefully in ink. She didn't cry when she opened the box. She just looked at it for a long time. "I thought this was my future," she said. "It was a version," I replied. "Not the truth," she nodded. "I was trying to earn peace by disappearing." That sentence stayed with me. A few weeks later, Lily's phone rang. She didn't answer it. She showed me the screen instead. Her former mother-in-law. "She's called before," Lily said. "I just don't want to hear her voice." "You don't have to," I said. "I know," Lily replied. "But I want to," she answered. The voice on the other end was different now, tired, stripped of authority. "We need to talk," the woman said. Lily leaned back against the counter. "About what?" "About what you did," she replied. Lily smiled faintly. "I chose myself. You humiliated us," the woman snapped. "No," Lily said evenly. "I stopped letting you speak for me." There was a pause. Then quieter, "You ruined everything." Lily closed her eyes. "No," she said. "I just refused to ruin myself." She ended the call. Her hands shook afterward, not from fear, but release. "I don't feel guilty," she said, surprised. "I thought I would." "That's what happens when guilt was never yours to carry," Karen said. The divorce paperwork followed soon after. Simple, uncontested. Her former fiancé didn't fight it. Control doesn't argue when it loses its grip, it retreats. Lily signed the papers without ceremony. No tears, no speeches. Just a quiet acknowledgement that something had ended, and something else had begun. Months passed. Lily found her own place, a small apartment with big windows and uneven floors. Nothing impressive. Nothing performative, it was perfect. The first night she stayed there alone, she called Karen. "I keep waiting for someone to tell me what I should be doing," she said. Karen smiled. And no one does," Lily replied. "It's terrifying and amazing." She started rebuilding relationships slowly, not with everyone. With the ones who asked questions instead of making assumptions. She set boundaries without explaining them. She said no without apologizing. She left rooms that felt wrong. One evening, as we sat together on the porch, Lily said something that made my chest tighten. "I used to think love meant being chosen," she said. "Now I know it means being seen." Karen reached for her hand. "I wish I taught you that sooner," she said. "You did," Lily replied. "I just wasn't ready to hear it." The final message came late one night, an email from her former father-in-law, short, controlled. "We regret how things ended. We hope you find peace." Lily read it once, then archived it. No reply. Some endings don't need responses. A year passed. The wedding date came and went without notice. No reminders, no flinches. On that day, Lily invited us to dinner. Nothing fancy, just food she cooked herself. We laughed, we talked, we stayed up too late. At one point, Lily raised her glass. "To not forcing ourselves into places that require us to shrink," she said. Karen smiled. I nodded. Later that night, as Lily walked us to the door, she hugged me longer than usual. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" I asked. "For not trying to fix it," she replied. "For standing still when everyone else tried to move me." I understood then. I hadn't saved her. I hadn't rescued her. I hadn't controlled the outcome. I had done something harder. I had respected her choice, even when it cost me comfort. And in doing that, I gave her space to choose herself. Sometimes love doesn't look like showing up to the ceremony. Sometimes it looks like walking away from the stage and letting the truth stand without decoration. The wedding never happened. But something far more important did. A young woman stopped asking for permission to exist, and I learned that being told, "Don't come," doesn't mean you're excluded. Sometimes it means you're finally free to stand where you belong.